All right, guys, what's going on? I am the one, the only, the WOOKIE, and we got our man Big Z. He's on assignment this week. We had to send him out, so instead, filling in, we got Grant. What's up, Grant?
Hey, what's up? Glad to be here.
AKA the Link of Strong.
The Link of Strong.
The Link of Strong on your. I think you should change your name to the Link of Strong now.
No, that's too much.
Too much. All right.
Too big of a mouthful.
Too much, but we got a whole bunch of news this week and some fun stuff that obviously I want to go over with you guys. The biggest news came from the Crucible cast this week, and we got a bunch of stuff out of that Crucible cast. So I'm looking at my notes here, and Grant was so kind as to add notes to the notes. That's not something Z does. He does, but you got right off the bat, so we want to talk about the latest Crucible cast, and right off the bat, you've got teased art from Future Set, and I'm going to go, huh?
Yeah.
Explain.
No. So, I think it also gets so interesting. You look at, there was a store online that had listed product for a set 4 of Keyforge, with this mass mutation. Did you see that?
Yeah, no, I saw that, but I didn't see the art.
So, the art they showed some of the future sleeves they're coming out with, showing a Sanctum creature. Let me just pull him up real quick.
I thought he was already out. I thought that Sanctum creature was already. I could be wrong on that one, but while Grant's pulling that up, they did show some new sleeves. And the biggest thing is the sleeves that were being shown off. They had a new Sanctum guy for the store championship. They had a new logo spec, and I really suggest watching it because some of these new sleeves look really, really good. I was actually surprised. They clearly learned their lesson from the first batch of sleeves because
the art looks beautiful on these things.
Yeah, they look awesome. They have a Logos that's going to be coming for Primes. So do we have sleeves in Primes right now? I don't think we do we?
Not sure.
I think Primes right now, I should know, I've been to a bunch of them, but I really haven't been paying attention to that. I think Primes right now, you get the tiny keys, you get a deck box, another deck box to put in your much larger deck box, and a playmat. But they said specifically that these were going to be 4 logo sleeves for Prime. And then they were just kind of releasing some new stuff. They didn't really say where it was going to be. There was a new, and they specifically called it Toad. And then they specifically referenced it to be a disc creature. I don't know what that means, but that's basically what it was. And it kind of just looked like a frog, but demonized, if you can envision that in your head.
Well, it looks exactly like Snag.
Yeah, it looks like
Worlds
Snag.
Collide, and it has on its necklace a little Eye of Invidious, whatever that circle thing in that card is.
Yeah. And then we got
teasers for the set 4 art.
For mass mutation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if me and Z talked about that. I think it was actually just last week, right? We were discussing, and we were going to make it. Yeah, because last week was just Thanksgiving. We were going to, we literally got off, and Z's like, oh, well, Grant just sent me something. And I'm like, oh, what did Grant send you? And that was some overseas place was, doing pre-orders for the next set? Was that what that was?
Yeah, it was pre-orders for the next set. They didn't have any images or anything, but they did say Keyforge set 4 mass mutation.
Which would be interesting, because if it is Toad, because they specifically called it Toad. A Toad. So if we've got, creatures mutating, so we take Toad from Worlds Collide, and he somehow mutates and goes to Dis. That could be kind of fun.
Oh, you're talking about the Toad creature from Untamed?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because they specifically called it, it was,
interesting.
They kept saying Toad. And I'm like, Toad, you keep referencing Toad. Toad's an Untamed. I don't know what you guys are doing. And then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, but he looks like he's from Dis. And there was kind of like a pause. And I watched it a few times. So I'm wondering if...
I didn't catch that. That's interesting.
I'm wondering if mass mutation is going to be there's going to be a lot of creatures changing battle lines, right? So, maybe Sanctum comes back, but all of a sudden, Sanctum now has dinosaurs in it, too. And it's not a Maverick, it's, planned. You know, this is this guy, he fights for Sanctum, something like that. The Crucible is mutating, and it's almost getting everything's kind of maybe a little bit crazier now. That could be kind of a cool
art from the sleeves definitely looks a little more crazier, a lot more action packed for especially Logos.
Yeah, because Logos is getting 2. Worlds is also having a logo, so the sleeves for Worlds is going to have a Logos character on it, and the art wasn't of any sort of like reference. You wouldn't notice it, but for whatever reason, Brad called it ultra cool. Don't know what that means.
Ultra cool.
Maybe ultra is the next keyword we're getting. I have no idea what ultra would do, but that's maybe the next keyword that we're getting. And then they showed off some of the Vault Warrior sleeves, which are going to, I'm guessing, be specific to Vault Warrior. They didn't say yes or no, but it has the Vault Warrior character from the RPG game that's going to be on there. What are your thoughts on this RPG? Keyforge RPG. Totally out of the wheelhouse, but Keyforge RPG, what are you thinking?
I've never played it. I know Z has some experience with it. I think it's extremely cool to have different avenues for enjoying the Keyforge universe, RPG, and more than just a card game. That's super cool. I need to find some friends to try that out sometime.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. I'm really.
It can't be I don't think it's a negative thing by any means.
No, I don't think it would be by a.
It's not like a cheesy little board game that they've released. It legitimately sounds interesting and exciting.
Right. So then they showed off the Saurian sleeves, the ugly Christmas sweater sleeves, which are going to be there. And then towards the end, they showed off the new Vault Tour sleeves, which I'm assuming are going to be at PAX for Saurian and Star Alliance. And even these sleeves, like we all know what the old sleeves look like. Even these sleeves look amazing.
Yeah, it's in the same style as the house sleeves, where you have 3 different panels of different iconic things from that house. And these definitely look really good. Star Alliance.
All of the art on all of these look phenomenal. Like, it doesn't even feel like the art was lifted off of a card and then just put on a sleeve, like we kind of had with the original Vault Tour stuff. It looks like maybe they took the main concept, because I'm pretty sure we have Sensor Chief Garcia on one. But even like the background feels different. It's got a different feel to the whole thing.
Yeah.
You'll have to take some pictures for us. You're going to PAX, right?
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're not going to PAX. Never mind.
Eric's going to PAX. Z's going to PAX.
I'll have to message those two and ask them to take some pictures of the new stuff, because also right now, if you guys have been following your Twitter timelines, Fuzzy Gruen is like running amok all around PAX. Have you seen any of these Fantasy Flights doing with the Fuzzies?
Isn't that an exclusive? Is that an exclusive for PAX or just the introduction of it?
I think it's just the introduction of it. I didn't think
200 Amber Shards to get this beautiful little Fuzzy Gruen.
That seems like a lot.
It's saving up. A ton of Amber Shards.
I'm saving up. I told everybody what I wanted to do. I want the bag. I really, really, really want that bag. Even though I've just recently bought a chest bag from Wish. I really want the Keyforge saddle.
Amber Shards?
Yeah, the 350 and the saddle, like side saddle bag. I think that's perfect for my needs. I've been wanting it, and like I say, I always go, when's the next time I'm going to be at a Vault Tour? And then I blow all my shards. I have so much. Yeah. I have so many sleeves and extra sets of keys. And, oh man, what else? Like chain trackers. Not the paper one, the one that came out at, was that Gen Con? So I got a lot of different.
Fancy little dial.
Yeah, the little dial one with the Onyx Knight and the other Knight. I've got so many like little bits of swag here and there. It's unbelievable. I would have had 2 bags by now, legitimately, if I just would have saved up.
Yeah, I've been hoarding all my shards because I never know if they're going to release something even cooler than what they have now. Like the Fuzzy Gruen, that's awesome. I'd be really sad if I had spent all of my shards not being able to buy it.
And you weren't able to get a Fuzzy?
I'm not going.
Yeah. Well, I mean, have Eric get you one. Just be like, here's my QR code. Just bring it back with you. I'm sure I'll see you again. Are you going to Albany then?
I am going to Albany.
Okay. Is PAX closer to you than Albany?
It is, but timing-wise, didn't work out. And the format, like sealed solo and Archon solo was cool, but I'd much rather play Archon Survival.
Okay.
It's a little more interesting.
Is that what they're doing at Albany? Survival?
Yeah, they're doing a 2-deck survival this time.
Okay.
Rather than a 3.
Yeah, I played in survival in Schaumburg, and I was actually just thinking about that yesterday. Like, they haven't done a survival in a long time, which I found a little strange. But I'm like, maybe it's just not a format that really worked out. But
I think it's one of the most exciting formats, especially with some of the changes where you're allowed to pick a deck to go to day 2 rather than having to concede your last final matches.
Is that what they're doing now? You're able to pick your deck?
Yeah. Pick a deck from the surviving decks that you have. Mm-hmm. So they've made incremental improvements to the format. I think it's one of the best. I definitely like Triad, but Survival is just really fun because you have this whole game of what order do you play your decks? What do you expect people to be playing first? Is it just going to be a lot of amber rushing decks off the get-go? Or are they going to bring their complicated combo pieces in?
Well, and it's tough, right? Best of one is like it's not a good tournament structure. Let's just be honest.
Forgiving, yeah.
I mean, it's not forgiving. It's not, we've all had that one deck that like it beats you once, but then it'll never beat the same deck twice. It happens. I'm sure we've all had this experience. And then it just sucks when you're sitting there going, that's horrid. Like,
yeah,
I know
lose
if I played a best
and you get on the Crucible later, recreate the same match and win every time.
Right. Yeah,
I've definitely had that a couple times.
It's so tough because it's just like,
Yeah.
Well, that sucks. And that bumped me out of top 8 or whatever the case may be. But I know we didn't have this on the sheet until much later, and let's talk about 2019. I was thinking about this. I just added it today. 2019, all the prize wall prizes are listed. VT, and they got the 19 logo on them.
Yeah.
Well, 2019's almost done.
So what's going to happen to all that stuff? So what's going to
happen to all that stuff? Like, maybe they just, like, at the...
Discount it.
I was going to say, do they discount it? Like, is it going to be, like, 50% off shards just to get rid of it? Or is it going to be, like, they just, like, have a raffle at the end of the day? Everybody gets a ticket, or you can put $5 in and get a ticket, and they just start drawing...
Every time you buy something from the 2020 set, you get something from 2019.
So like a buy one, get one?
Yeah, buy one, get one. But I'm not sure because there is a factor of like it's exclusive to 2019 to show that like you were in the game at this time. And that's really cool in itself.
Right.
But the product is just so cool. Why would you not give it to people?
Well, and not only that, like in the end, like that's cool and all. I'll be like, yeah, it was 2019. I was there. Right, and some of that stuff will have value, just due to the fact of, look at some of the Magic stuff that they were giving away way back when that nobody thought would have any value, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh, you want one of these? $1,000, like for no particular reason.
Grab all the metal keys in case they stop making those.
I doubt they'll make them.
Those are nice.
I bet you they'll put 2020 on them. I hope they come out with the little. I'm still we're going into stuff from last week too, but
the little keys.
Those little keys, man.
I love the little keys.
Please release those. Put those in a prize kit. Like they're the big metal keys are awesome for what they are. Right? It showed you had some status in the community,
but they don't fit.
They don't fit in
They're
anything.
Enormous. They don't even fit on the mat. They're so big.
They don't fit in anything. They're really good for streamers. Like if you're like me or Grant or Justice,
if you're watching.
If you're watching a stream, those keys are amazing. And I will forever and for always keep those keys on me because it is super easy to see them when you're streaming. But, however, when you are traveling, they are the biggest pain in the ass to do anything with. Yeah. And I keep looking. Dan, Dr. Sheep, has the tiny keys. He won. He won a Prime. I forget where he won, but either way, he won one, and he got them. And I'm like, they're so tiny, and they just fit everywhere. Like you can't, like you could lose them. That's how good they fit in things. So
yeah,
like,
I transitioned from the big keys to the small keys. Got it Nova, and I even started using the Keyforge little paper keys because they're even smaller, and being able to pack them literally anywhere. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's so, like, I've been using the old regular